This is an amplifier. It's primarily designed for driving headphones in the studio, but it can also drive speakers. This is a speaker switch, the headphone jack. This is the level control, and these are the inputs. Turn it this way, you can see these are the connections for speaker systems. This is a heat sink. And then this is the cable that will connect it to the power supply. Now this amplifier is a prototype, and it can be developed into numerous different types of products. One of its applications will be for driving high-quality desktop speaker systems for computer applications and that sort of thing. This image shows the amplifier connected in the studio with the headphones plugged in and inputs connected. In this image we see the internals of the amplifier just prior to final assembly. You can see the headphone jack and the speaker switch in the top part of the image. Those haven't been mounted yet, so as the unit was assembled, those were put in place, and then the nuts were installed on the other side. The volume control has already been installed. That's what those gray cables go to. And then you can see the top edge of the heat sink on the bottom of the image, and there's a couple of fuses above that over on the left hand side. And then you've got the power supply components for each channel on the left and right side of the image. Here's a close-up view of the power supply components for one channel. You see the two cylindrical objects at the bottom. Those are filter capacitors, or you can also think of them as energy storage capacitors. So when a bass peak occurs in the music, those are like a reserve of power that can be drawn upon in order to reinforce that pulse of energy that's needed to reproduce that bass note. The black rectangular item above those is the bridge rectifier. That contains 4 rectifier diodes. I made this drawing just to visually illustrate how this all works. You see the transformer image over on the left side with the 3 female connector pins on it. That represents the power supply unit that we assembled in the previous video. So that supplies the AC power to this amplifier and to other equipment in the future. The dotted line around those components refers to those components we just showed you in that previous image. The bridge rectifier is highlighted in the blue box, and then the 2 filter capacitors, which are also energy storage capacitors. So those produce plus or minus 25 volts for the amplifier circuitry to function. If this were a different piece of equipment that didn't require plus or minus 25 volts, for example, maybe plus or minus 15 volts, there would be active voltage regulator circuits that follow those plus or minus 25 volt supplies, and those circuits would then regulate down to the needed voltage. Okay, so in the next video, we're going to put that amplifier up on the bench and connect it to some test equipment and give you an idea about the procedures that we use in testing designs and in production also to evaluate units after they're manufactured. Just kind of go into that in a little bit more detail when we get to the next video. Thanks for watching.